Hello and welcome to On the Mic, a Zoomcast that spotlights students, services, and staff of Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools. Highlands offers adults 22 years of age and older the opportunity to earn their high school diploma, learn English as a second language, and learn a skill. My name is Mike Roessler, and today we are joined by Amber Banks. Amber, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Excited.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Now, listen, you and I have known each other for a very long time. But before we get into that, tell us, first of all, you're a student and now you're an employee of Highlands. Tell us how you found out about Highlands as a student.
So my sister, I actually attended Highlands with my sister, and she had just had my niece. And this was before the ECE department was really a big thing, and my niece was young. So my sister was like, yeah, you going to that GED school in Oak Park, but this school is going to give you a high school diploma. How about we go here? And so we came, we signed up. My sister couldn't start right now, and I was going to wait for her, but she was like, no, it don't make sense. You might as well go. So shout out to Quintisha, my sister. She's actually the person that found this school for us. So
I remember her. And yeah, I mean, listen, the ECE program was non-existent until Diane Spence, God rest her soul, really started it and had a vision for it, brought the curriculum to Doc, found the space right there on Grand Avenue, and which was being used for storage at the time, way back when. And so what took you away from high school in the first place? Why did you have the need to come back to high school, to Highlands, to earn your high school diploma?
So when I was younger, I grew up in a different, a gang-infested, poor community where school wasn't on the top of my list. I was more so trying to figure out life day to day, how I was going to eat, how I was going to survive the next day. So I dropped out of school and I began to sell drugs and all different types of things to get money just to be able to provide for myself. And it was just like, I need money more than I need school. And at the time when I was growing up, I had been out of school for over 12 years before I came back to Highlands. But at the time when I was growing up, we didn't have that teacher that was there that would push them. Don't get me wrong. There were teachers that showed that they cared, but most of them were really there for like a paycheck, And so, and I was, I wasn't your best student. I was one of those aggressive people. I got into trouble all the time. I was one of those students that no one could tell me anything. I didn't care, and then a lot of it came from just growing up with a learning disability and not wanting to basically be on the spot when I was in the class as well. You know what I mean? That unwanted attention.
So you didn't want the teacher to call on you, so you just didn't go to school.
Yeah, so it was like, no, I don't need school. I need to go and I need to make money because I want these new shoes. I need to be able to pay my rent. I need to be able to do this. And I've been on my own for a long time. I do have my parents. My mother had me when she was 16. We grew up together. So she was a child raising a child. My grandmother raised me majority of my life. And so for us, it was like, my granny was everything. And honestly, my granny was old school. I was born in Louisiana, raised in Sacramento, California. My granny grew up at a time where education wasn't key. So my grandmother, she didn't know how to read. She didn't know how to write. She actually had a boyfriend. And her boyfriend, he used to be on me because I used to write poetry all the time. And he used to always find grant books. And they used to have these books that was like, get grants for dummies or learn to play soccer for dummies. And he would always tell me, you know what? I love your poetry. You need to take your life seriously. I understand you're out here in the streets, but there's so much more for you. And he actually, at the age of 55, he actually taught my grandmother how to read and write. And so we would work on that with my grandma, because he would always say, and his name was Maceo. He passed away as well. But he would always say, you know, you got to practice with your grandma. She never had this type of chance. You and your brothers and your family, you have a chance that she never got. So you need to make something of yourself. And as a kid growing up in the type of environment that I did, I brushed it off because, like I said, I didn't listen to people. I did what I wanted to do. You know, what was fun for me, wasn't what was important for me. But as time went on and I got older and I was getting in trouble, going to jail and things of that nature, it was just like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't keep doing the same thing. And then that's when my sister, she was like, we finna go back to school. We finna get our high school diplomas. I just found a school in the neighborhood. I grew up actually in the part of North Sacramento that is considered the Manors. My sister, she grew up out here, which this part is Del Paso Heights. And we were right here. So it was like, they bring something to the community and it's something that may be worth it. So then I signed up. I had a couple classes. One of my classes was a business class. And from that class, just from that class right there, just learning how to put together a business proposal and actually coming up with the idea and everything for my own business, which was, it was ahead of its time. This was 2016, and my slogan and name for my company was Medical Edible Treats You Can Eat, because I was just like, you know what, this is going to be a big thing someday. This is where the money is going to be. And a lot of people, just like, not even just adults, but children. And it's not about getting high, it's about getting health, because medical weed, it helps you a lot. And especially for those people that are battling cancer and other diseases as well, these children that have seizures back to back to back, you know, that have no way of even being able to be in a classroom just because of their illness, you know. So thinking about all of those things, I was just like, okay, this is something that I want to help. Like, I want to help people that have cancer, because my grandma died in 2012 from cancer. So that was big for me. It was like, what if we had something that can help with not only the pain, but actually help you get better as well? And
So,
then
so
I had
Amber,
a
let
good
me just ask
teacher.
you, Amber, let me just ask you about your time at Highland. So you signed up. Well,
Mm-hmm.
at first glance, what did you think of Highlands? Did you think what did you think?
To be honest, it was just like, yeah, okay, we'll see. We'll see what it's like. We'll see if I stay. I really didn't have the time to be coming to school because I needed to make money. And like, the type of things that I did to make money, you have to be in the streets. I was a booster at one point in time. A lot of you don't know what that means, but that means I was somewhat of a thief. But yeah, so I just did so many different little things to get money. I felt like school was gonna take up that time, you know, and I was gonna be wasting my time again when I should have been getting money. But I came here and I met some teachers. One of my teachers was happy. He was my math teacher. He was awesome. I had Linda as a history teacher, my business teacher, yours truly. You know, you don't know how much you inspired me. And when it comes to like my day-to-day life as a teacher, I always just remember like the positivity that you gave. Like every Wednesday, you played a Camel song. What day is it, Mike? You
It's
know,
Hope
and
Day.
it was just like just that experience. Some people that actually cared, and it wasn't about the money, but it was actually, no, we want you to be here. So the times where I decided, you know what, I'm done with school again, you guys called me like, hey, Amber, what are you doing? Miss Diane called me like, listen, you don't have that much further to go. I'm not going to let you quit. I understand that you quit before. She was like a second mother to me, my mentor. Like, that lady went to war for me. Like I said, I've been in jail before. So being in the early childhood education field is something that you have to have basically like a sparkly clean record. She wrote me letters. She did everything she could to get me where I am right now. And also, everyone else as a team, Doc always asking me, hey, what can we do for you? It was never, oh, are you enjoying it? It's what else could we do for you at Highlands to make your stay better? You know what I mean? And I remember a long time ago, we were talking about him retiring, and it just broke my heart because I was like, I need him. Like, he doesn't know, and not just him, but you and everyone else, you don't know how much you mean to us as students, because a lot of us don't have people that push us. Or, it's free. Like, you could have went to I think it was Penn. There's a adult school and it's called like Penn or something, but they wanted like 12 and $4,000. I came to Highlands. I got to get an education. I got to get a career, and I got to get all of these things for free. So it was just like, okay, no, they're really here for the community. It's not just them trying to get money. It's really about the community. It's about the people. And and I just stayed. I went, I did my externship for my ECE class. I graduated. Me and my sister walked the stage together in 2017. I got a job offer in Oak Park to go teach there as a preschool teacher, but I decided to come to Highlands because I wanted to give back to the people that gave to me. Had my first interview and was not nervous or scared because it was by you. So I was comfortable. We even shed some tears just thinking about how far I came. And it was just like, man, if I can do this, I need more people to do this too.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, Amber, listen, you have come a long way. I mean, we had a great time in
a
class.
long
We had a
way.
great time in class because but you were pretty open in class, and you really showed your personality in that class, and your business idea was phenomenal. I mean, it was. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I tell that story to this day that Amber came up with medical edibles, treats you can eat. I mean, it just made great sense. And
Catchy, ain't it?
very catchy. And so, so do you think that I want to go back to the reason why you felt like it was a good time to go to school? Did you get arrested? What was there one point you can remember that says, "Man, I got to stop doing whatever I'm doing"?
Well, my granny had passed, like I said, in 2012. And my grandpa just used to always be like, you can be so much more than the streets. The streets don't love you. And then my friends were dying around me. My friends and family were going to jail. My brother went to prison for life. It was just so much that was raining down on me. That's why when my sister is the one that saw our way out, because she was like, we have to do more. Like, what are we doing? We ain't doing nothing but hanging out with the same people we gonna see every day. We're not doing anything to better ourselves. And because she was a mother, I don't have children, but because she was a mother, it was different for her. It was like, I want something for my children to be proud of. And me and my sister, forever, everything we do, we always do together.
How was
So
how
it
was
was
your
just
how was your sister? How was your sister doing?
she's doing excellent. Actually, she's in the Highlands CNA class right now.
What?
She's getting ready to go on her externship as well. She's doing pretty good. She's doing real good.
That's so nice to hear. And so you moved from student to staff. What has that transition been like?
It was easy for me, honestly and truthfully, because my team. like I said, like everyone encouraged me. Miss Diane made sure that I had all the tools necessary to be the best preschool teacher that I can be. I learned so much at Oak Park Preschool, just everything. Like it was easy. It wasn't, I was treated like family. You know what I mean? Highlands is a family. And when they say that, they mean that, because I was literally taken by the hand like a child and brought into this family and was nurtured. You know what I mean? With PD trainings and just people. Miss Diane, oh Lord, God bless her soul. Miss Diane was the person that actually kept up with everything that I had when I had to recertify for my CDA, when my permit was getting old or anything. Like she would call me like, "Hey, what are you doing? This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Do you have your college credits? Have you been doing this?" Like she was a force to be reckoned with. That
She
little
was.
small lady,
She was a hurricane.
a
Hurricane.
giant, and a giant in a small lady's body. That lady, boy, I tell you.
So Amber, tell me something. Tell everyone what you're currently doing, what your job title is, and how are you enjoying that?
I've came a long way, Mike. So I was a preschool teacher. Then I became a para for ECE, actually teaching what Miss Diane taught to me. Now I'm an adult ECE teacher as well. And I'm teaching adults just like me, which gives me so much pleasure just because I know what it's like. And I tell my students all the time, never feel like you have to give up, because you can do it. It's never too late. I started out right where you are. Keep going, and you can be where I am. You can be an instructor one day.
Do they find it um, fun that their teacher was a student?
Yes, they ask me all the time, so who was your teacher? What did you do? And I was like, I tell a lot of students, you guys missed out on the best teachers ever. Mike's no longer a teacher. You might see him around here still, and Miss Diane, but I'm going to give you everything that my teacher gave to me. And that's how I really I look at life, and especially as a teacher, I try to mimic everything that I've learned from you guys, because you gave me so much. And let me say, I earned my CDA, because Doc would be so upset. He would be like, "No, Amber, you earned it. I earned my CDA. I earned my place at the school, and you guys keep giving me opportunities to get better and greater." And so I take everyone I'm given. Right now, I'm in a credentialing program to actually teach CTE programs as well. It's amazing. This has been an amazing journey for me in
Amber, let me ask you
general.
this. Amber, let me ask you this. How do you connect with your current students? How do you get to them?
Listening, listening, being a listening ear, not being judgmental. I learned that from you guys. Like I said, just sometimes it only takes an ear, because you never know what these students go through. They battle depression, they battle homelessness, they battle CPS comes to get people's children. It's so many obstacles that they battle. They just need someone to be there for them and to tell them, encourage them, and tell them you can do it. And that's why I never mind telling my story, because in the community that I grew up in, we don't have too many people that have done what I've done. We don't have too many people like the people that I grew up with in my age are out here strung out on drugs right now. In real life, I was driving downtown and I seen someone that used to be a star of the football team when I was in school, and he was strung out on drugs. And it just shows you life could be so much worse. You know what I mean? And I really feel for my students, because you never know what someone is going through. So you just talking to someone and actually figuring out how their day is going. That's why for me, us, Doc has this thing where he says, I don't care where you are, at what campus you're at. If you see a student, you say hi. Never see a student and don't say hi. And I believe in that because that needs to be the model. I believe in that so much because you never know. It could be someone that's fighting a mental breakdown that is just one conversation away from ending it all. And that hello can just save their life. Like it is so much that we do just by saying hello.
Yeah.
And we don't even know that. But I really love telling my story though, also because look how far I've come. I went from a student to a preschool teacher to a paraeducator for the ECE department to an ECE instructor in almost 7 years.
7
How
years.
many people do you know can say that?
Yeah, not many. 7 years. What do you want to do in the next 7 years?
So I plan on going back to school right now. I want to go get my business degree. I'm going to start off with an AA. I plan on also teaching business entrepreneurship, like one of my heroes. I'm not going to say any names. So I can help people out here in my community that want to be business owners create generational wealth for their families and teach them the steps that are necessary to do all of those things as well. So
I
look
love
out for that. That's gonna be something big. I got big shoes to fill, but I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Yeah. Hey, breaking news. Look out for Amber Banks. Look out for Amber Banks. Hey,
Look out for me
hey,
because
Amber,
it's coming.
I have one last question for you, Amber. What day is tomorrow? It's
Hump
hump
day. What day is it,
day.
Mike? Mike, Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, Mike.
Mike. Amber, it was so great to see you and so great to catch up with you and so great to hear your story again. I never tire of hearing about you and the successes that you have accomplished since beginning at Highlands.
Well, thank you so much. I just hope that this inspires someone because I know that we serve so many communities from here all the way to LA. And I know that there's so many people that have been in my shoes, that's been in the gang life, that's been homeless, that's been in, were raised in poor communities, not knowing what was going to be for dinner the next day, or just knowing how to pay your bills the next month. And I want them to know that at Highlands, you have a chance. And we're all for second chances too. So just in case you had a chance and you fumbled that, you can never fumble it at Highlands because we're here to give you second chances, third chances, fourth chances, fifth chances. It's never too late.
Never too late. Amber, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye guys.
Bye bye.